In recent days, the United States announced that it has provided Ukraine with 20 ATACMS, Army Tactical Missile System, land-based tactical missiles. Ukraine immediately put these missiles to use, and the results were quite impressive. On the morning of October 17th, Ukraine used these missiles to launch 18 land-based tactical missiles at a target located at a northern airport near Berlyansk. They completely destroyed 20 helicopters, air defense equipment, a radar system, and an ammunition depot at the airport. This can be considered a significant military achievement. Meanwhile, the Russian President, Vladimir Putin, who was attending the Belt and Road Forum in Beijing, expressed to the media that the United States providing ATACMS to Ukraine was a mistake and would prolong Ukraine's suffering. However, it seems that this suffering is now being felt by the Russian aerospace forces. Some Russian military bloggers have claimed that this is the darkest day for the Russian aerospace forces. This sentiment has been heard before. For instance, on May 13th this year, in the direction of Bryansk Oblast, the Russian aerospace forces lost 4 aircraft in a single day, including 1 Su-35 fighter, 1 Su-34, and 2 Mi-8 helicopters, with none of the 9 crew members surviving. At the time, there was confusion about the incident, with many military bloggers speculating it was a case of Russian air defense systems mistakenly targeting their own aircraft. However, subsequent intelligence indicated that Ukraine had prepositioned Western-supplied air defense missiles in Chernihiv, ambushing and striking Russian aircraft. Many Russian bloggers at the time said this was the darkest day in the history of the Russian aerospace forces, and it's surprising that, within half a year, the darkest day has shifted to a different date. In recent days, Western intelligence analysts have analyzed satellite images from the front lines and found that Ukraine has completely destroyed 20 helicopters at the Berlyansk airport. These included 11 Ka-52, 8 Mi-8, and 1 Mi-17 helicopters, totaling $3 billion in value. Russia had approximately fewer than 110 Ka-52 attack helicopters before this incident, and with the loss of these 11 Ka-52 helicopters, it means that half of Russia's Ka-52 fleet has been completely wiped out. Losing 20 aircraft in a single day is unprecedented for Russia, and it is a severe blow to their aerospace forces. What has angered the Russians the most is that the land-based tactical missiles used by Ukraine are not even the most advanced American versions. The first version of these missiles was called the M39, which entered service in 1991. At that time, these missiles did not have GPS guidance. They relied on inertial guidance, making them less precise. However, they could carry 950 M74 anti-personnel submunitions, essentially making them cluster munitions. The United States used these land-based tactical missiles with success during the Gulf War. Later, the U.S. added satellite guidance to the ATACMS missiles, resulting in the M39A1 version. However, due to the space required for the guidance system, the number of submunitions was reduced to 300. The later versions of ATACMS missiles had a range of up to 300 kilometers. The version used by Ukraine in this incident is actually a missile that the United States developed 20 years ago. It's quite frustrating for Russia that Ukraine used a 20-year-old American ballistic missile to destroy the Russian airport. The Berlyansk airport is crucial for Russia as it is their most important airport near the front lines. When Ukraine launched its counteroffensive in July, the Russian armored units faced widespread attacks from Russian attack helicopters. Many Leopard 2 tanks and Bradley infantry fighting vehicles were hit by anti-tank missiles launched from these helicopters. These helicopters took off from the Berlyansk airport. In terms of geography, the airport is approximately 80 kilometers from the front lines. The precise guided rockets fired by Ukraine's HIMARS, High Mobility Artillery Rocket System, have a range of only 70 kilometers, so they couldn't reach the Berlyansk airport. Within 90 kilometers, these helicopters could reach the battlefield in 15 to 20 minutes, so the Berlyansk airport is of paramount importance to Russia's defense. Russian attack helicopters were stationed there, and as soon as there was any alert on the front lines, they could take off and provide immediate support. The successful strike on this airport by Ukraine holds immense significance as it means that Russian attack helicopters will be unable to deploy in positions near the front lines. This will significantly reduce the aerial pressure faced by Ukraine during their counteroffensives. According to the Ukrainian military, Ukraine launched 18 missiles, totaling nearly 5,000 warheads, which were precisely targeted at the Berlyansk airport. This attack was expected to destroy everything, including helicopters and ammunition depots. Let's take a look at a video where the U.S. Army is testing a ballistic missile equipped with 950 M74 warheads. In the video, when the missile reaches a certain altitude, the warheads suddenly rotate, releasing over 900 warheads like steel rain, causing multiple explosions on the ground. The target range includes pickup trucks, helicopters, armored vehicles, and radar antennas, all of which are completely destroyed by this cluster munition. A single ATACMS missile can cover an area of up to 1 square kilometer. A typical military airport is about 2,500 to 3,000 meters in length and several hundred meters in width. 3 missiles could completely cover the Berlyansk airport. In this case, Ukraine used 18 such missiles, leaving no room for Russian defenses. Even if Russia's air defense systems could intercept half of the missiles, the other half would still cause significant damage. Berlyansk is a crucial airport for Russia at the front lines, and they have deployed several advanced air defense systems like the S-300, S-400, and Buk air defense systems. However, these theoretically advanced systems are unable to detect or intercept the ATACMS due to its low terminal velocity, which is only 2 to 3 Mach. Russia claims to have the most advanced hypersonic missile, the Kinzhal, with a terminal velocity of over 10 Mach. However, in May of this year, when Russia used the Kinzhal missile on multiple occasions, they were all successfully intercepted by the U.S. Patriot missile system when aimed at Kiev. So, a clear fact is before us: the U.S. Patriot missile system can intercept the high-speed Kinzhal missile with a speed exceeding 10 Mach, while Russia's S-400 cannot intercept the U.S. Army tactical missile system with a speed of only 3 Mach. As for the debate between American and Russian-made weapons, I believe that after this Ukrainian conflict, it can be safely concluded. The performance of Soviet-era weapons can be seen as significantly lacking when compared to American-made weapons, and even a simple comparison would still favor American weapons. Furthermore, for the United States, providing these surplus Army tactical missile systems missiles is essentially a way to clear their inventory. The U.S. Army plans to phase out ATACMS missiles within the next 5 years and replace them with the Precision Strike Missile, PRSM, which has a longer range and greater capabilities. The missiles provided to Ukraine are an early type that the U.S. Army no longer uses. They could provide Ukraine with many more of these missiles if needed. Providing these surplus missiles to Ukraine is a practical way to make use of them rather than storing them in warehouses. The fact that Russia lost 20 helicopters in a single day, which was described by some Russians as the darkest day in the history of the Russian aerospace forces, suggests that the darkest days of the war may still be ahead.